We're getting the king, the nectar, and the stone. And we're getting like advisor, advisor, advisor. What's the advisor about the honey and the stone? What's going on with that? There's some sort of flood, some sort of understanding of weather. King's advisor, and then the understanding of weather and a flood. What the fuck is that about? Where did they go? Getting a little bit of Italy. Not sure why. There's somebody in power, somebody that has good power in Italy that you are close to. You're able to advise them about whatever is going to be the rainy season or the flood and how they need to prepare. The harvest is coming in strong for this king. Again, this is a really close proximity to the king. It's like you knew him when you were a kid. I don't know if your family was friends with this guy or not, but your family knew him. You knew him easily. He understood, and he understood what it was that you had as your skill set, as your knowledge base. You're trying to warn him of an impending destruction if he's not careful. It's like he's being immovable, a little bit stubborn. He should normally trust you and normally would, but he's being stubborn. It's going to affect the harvest. It's going to affect how things come in. It's going to affect a lot of people's land. It's going to turn things on their axis. It's going to shift things completely. Things will have to come full circle. He doesn't like the picture that you're painting, but he's so lost in his own imaginings of what it should be that he's not listening. He's being stupid. He's not listening. He's not listening because he wants it to be different than what it is. You're trying to give good warning. Does he get it? No, he does not. It's like there's a storm brewing, a flood coming. He's become too wrapped up in his own power and egotistical, and you're letting him know that he's losing touch a little bit. He's got this out in the cold energy. He's losing touch. He's losing the battle he does not know. What's happening here? He's attached a huge amount of the word that's coming to mind is treasury, the huge amount of the resources or money to something that is not a good thing. He's hitched his horse to the wrong cart. Somebody sold him a bill of goods and it's the wrong bill of goods. You know better. You know better. You're seeing it and you're like, yeah, this is great, but there it was before and there it is now. One with the Sharpie clothes, one without. But it's like, yeah. He's hitched himself to the wrong cart and it's not going to serve him well. You know it. You can see it happening. You can see happiness coming in about 3 years, but it's going to take a little bit of time. He's invested some of the money in a wrong way. It feels like he's backing the wrong player in a certain kind of power grab. This is you seeing what's coming and warning and going, hey, look, it's not going to work well. It's not always going to stay this way. It's not always going to be flush, flush, flush. And he's trusting somebody that's very much Feels like organized religion. You're getting the Pope card. It feels like somebody that is more masculine in the power. You've told him something. This other person's telling him contrary, and he's buying what the other person's selling. It's not going to go good. He's going to lose. He's going to lose big. And it's not like you have to have him understand what you're saying or be reliant on what you're saying. You would still, you've known this person since you were young, so you're still friendly towards him, friendly about this. It's just you wish you could prevent him from doing himself harm. You have a huge argument with him. Huge, huge, huge. A huge falling out. You're watching the way of things. You're knowing, you're reading the signs, you're reading what's going on, and he's not getting it. He's been bought. You don't like who he's becoming. It's really hard for you. It feels like you're losing a friend and watching him become lesser than what he used to be. He used to be a man that was more honorable, a person of honor, and he's not as much. He's becoming colder and harsher and more driven and feeling like he needs to be more greedy, and it's not serving, and you miss the Happy King. Ooh. You see his downfall coming, and it's like this one religious guy is like got him all hyped up. Who are those people? It feels like Mussolini before Mussolini was there. What is that one family? They were just horrible. I don't know what the Italian family was that was just horrible, but I think I did a series on the Medicis. It could be during the time of the Medicis. That's what it feels like. Yeah, anxiety and stress. And there is this Knight of Cups. It's like the cups should be overflowing, but there's stress, there's plots and plans and scams and schemes, all of this. You're going more and more alone in this life, a little bit more, a little bit more. This guy's going into a big battle, and he's going to go like all in on something, and it's not so good. I'm getting false victory, false victory, false victory, false victory. The victory comes before the falseness. You can see clear of the fog, and he can't. There's a storm that comes in that's so strong. It's like the fog in the lowlands. It's the flood, and it's the fog, and it creates such a problem that it really impacts the battle. It impacts what happens. You could see it coming. You could feel it coming in so many different ways. Highly empathic in this past particular life. Highly, highly empathic. But now you're having to go it alone because this guy's, you've had this falling out. You're in the way of the hermit. You're in the way of the sage, and he's in the way of the idiot. There's and not even the fool. It's the idiot. He's in the way. The stubbornness and what seems more established, what seems more carved in, what seems more like from the masculine influence, and this overly religious person is dragging this person down, and you can see it happening before your eyes. You don't like it. You see the change in balance, the change in power, and I think you leave the land that is your home country because you're sick of this. You leave the land that's your home country. You know he's going off and he's not coming back. Yes, you did. I think you got out of the situation alive. I think he did not. I think he went off to wage some kind of battle, to back some kind of play, cost him his life. You didn't die. He did. And he died way too young for your own liking, for your own taste. It's what it was supposed to be. It's what it was supposed to be. You go live a quiet life, and whatever he built falls, and you knew it would fall. You look back on it, you keep yourself a little bit more isolated for the rest of your days. I think there was deep love for him, not so much like the romantic kind of love, but a deep love of understanding each other. And you saw him going off course, and you couldn't You couldn't prevent. It's not your job to prevent somebody else from going off the rails now, but sometimes you feel this desire. You'll have this strong empathy. You'll have this strong truth. It's not your job to keep them from going off the rails. It is your job to hold up the truth, to hold up the truth, to hold up the truth. And then there will come the time when you can go back to the garden where it will be happier again. It's going to take a few lifetimes to get through this one. This guy, from your point of view, in that lifetime, it seems like he slowed down the lessons that you both could have had. It was part of what was necessary for him. It was like some of the prereq for him. He can't help that that's part of the prereq. What's we got here? Yeah, one choice would have been as good as the other because you would have had to learn these lessons anyway. The burden is for you, the one who graduates, the one who goes ahead, the one who goes down the track a little faster, a little further ahead, because then you have to wait. Well, tough shit. You still have to wait. It's not the end of the world. You understand now the value of something lost. You understand the truth of this. This is why your skills are going to come in and you're going to have strong empathy even now. You're going to understand the value of this loss. You understand that value. You understood it before the loss happened. You understand it in a deep and knowing way now that it has happened. You go forward. Your influence is quite good, but you go forward and you have a little bit more awareness about what battles need to be fought, about how to choose the battles and how to help others choose the battles. Some people, they would have chosen to fight, and you are able to say, no, hold your horses. You offer a place of sanctuary and of peace, and this is like a literal place and space and a building that they can come to. It's different than the hoi polloi traditional religious structure. You offer a different kind of place, a different kind of shelter. Many have been lost. You offer sustenance for those who need to come back, whether their choices have been good or bad. You offer sustenance. You're able to establish in this other place that you've been the ability to share and give more, to give charitably towards others that have been down a path that's been more difficult. You still grieve. It still troubles you that you couldn't save your friend. You believe there will be a reckoning, and in this life it's hard for you to even understand if there's going to be an afterlife. In this life you're not so sure there's an afterlife. You might suspect, you might think, but in this life you're not so sure. There's going to be a reckoning, and you're like, oh fuck, you're really worried about him. You feel like you're standing alone and missing and longing, and you're standing alone and that there will never be connection. What brings you to the knowledge differently? It's like you see him in another's face, and you see him in something that almost like feels like maybe 10, 15, and beginning 15. It feels like somebody that's maybe about 15 years younger. You see him in another's face. Now, I don't know that this is a person that's legitimately like a son or whatever of his that would physically resemble him that much, but you see him in somebody else's face. You're able to help with that one. You're able to help save that one. I don't think it's literally his son. It's just somebody that is such a strong resemblance, such a strong echo of this person. It helps you believe again that there could be victory again. There could be a reward on the other side. It makes you think that maybe fate has a reasoning for this. And yeah, he got up in his ego, and yeah, you can see things on the other side. And this other person, this younger person, you're helping him see and steer clear to some degree. You're shifting your perspective also, understanding and having a little more patience for your friend that was off the path. It was a stand he had to take. And the wackadoo person that was like the pompous priest is what I'm getting, versus it's like the pompous priest and a lowly nun, and one is going to teach and one won't. The strength will come in the lesson later. On the other side, there will be, when you've crossed over from this lifetime, you see him again and you understand. There's a true understanding and a depth of friendship that wasn't understood before, but it is understand, a recognition This one will be turning up in your lifetimes many times. This is strong, strong friendship energy. Now, I don't know when it goes to something deeper, but it seems like it would. There comes a time that it absolutely goes deeper. Absolutely, it goes deeper. There comes a time when you unite and you become each other's family. When you share, when you move forward as family. United. Anything else? Different stages for you guys. It's just finding the formula of you guys as a unit that has not been cohesive before, but it will over time, over lifetime, over lifetime, over lifetime. That's what I'm getting. That feels complete. Like you're able to balance the formula. That's what I got for you.
Woo.
Yeah, wild. Wild, wild. Yeah. This is where that left off. Beautiful. And having the strength to know that it would work out, by the end of your life, figuring that part out was quite the accomplishment for you. It was difficult to trust that. So yeah, that's what I got.
Earlier she had put, oh my God, this sounds exactly like what I'm going through in this life with my ex-husband. We met at 16.
Oh, wow. Wow. Sometimes this stuff like overlaps quite a bit. So don't freak yourself out if you do see overlap, and don't freak yourself out if not everything is resolved in one lifetime. We have many lifetimes together. The lessons are still there. Try and let things unfold how they will. This is just a little bit of a glimpse back. That's all it is. But wow. Yeah. You just never know what the cards are going to bring forward. But they're always beautiful, always interesting. Always interesting.
Said he's currently with someone else and she's had a baby and told him it was his, but it's not.
Well, we live in a time of DNA testing, don't we? Isn't that handy? But yeah, interesting. Interesting, interesting.